Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I think I'm just gonna be talking about whatever in this. Um, I recently uploaded a video that was kind of um a lot. Sorry. It had to do with like me um like thinking about how my future's gonna end up. Um Being someone that's in the closet and in a religious environment. So you guys can check that out, but it's it's gonna raise your blood pressure a little bit. It's a lot. But yeah. Right now, if you've noticed, all my videos oh my god, I can't speak. All my videos are kind of like not negative, but they're complaining about something in some sense. I feel like that's why I even thought about the channel in the first place, is to kind of let go of everything that was on my mind. But now that, I don't know, I just think that I need to I need to put more time into actually thinking about the other side, the opposite side. I mean, I literally spend hours and every day thinking about how terrible everything is and how everything has just gone to shit. And I don't really look at anything positively at all. I don't know what that is a result of, but I'm not sure how to how do you say? I'm not sure how to remedy that. I don't know how to fix that. I've never really known anything else in the past, like, 2 years. All I've thought of was just that everything is terrible and that it's just gonna keep getting worse, because that's kind of all I've seen. But I think I just have to, in a sense, it's a bit toxic, but I never used to believe it when people used to say, like, just lie to yourself, but I actually kind of get it. Because what they're saying is, save your peace. Because honestly, the truth is terrible. And if the truth isn't gonna help you survive, you can be happy with it in some ways, but you can't thrive in it. The truth is ultimately gonna be your downfall if you're in a situation like that. So technically it's better to lie, in a sense, to be in delusion, which is so sad. I mean, no one should have to do that. No one should have to lie to themselves. You should have actual hope that things will get better and that things will change. But when that's kind of not possible, in a sense, then I think it is okay to lie. And honestly, I think that's something I'm gonna start doing for my own sake, for my own well-being. because too much of the truth has been bad. It doesn't help. It doesn't help knowing that, or knowing or assuming that everything is just going to be bad for the rest of my life, or that all the losses that I have to face are all mine to keep, and I can't share them with anyone, and that it's a terrible life that I'm gonna lead, because that's all we see. And even though that's not the truth, it's our truth in the moment. And anything else from that, any other comment that people make, any other comments that people make, like, that's not true, you should have hope in your future, it just all sounds like a lie. You're just staring at them, nothing really goes through your head. And you don't even feel bad for it, because you're just thinking to yourself, why would I believe this? Nothing has changed in the past few days and years, so why should I believe what this person is saying? So, but at the same time, you gotta remember that you're only one person too. And although you know your life better than anyone else, you can only see it from one perspective. I mean, imagine, and I always think about this, I have this insane fantasy, and it's gonna sound really funny, but it's kind of like Assassin's Creed in a way, the Animus, where you have, like, my biggest dream was that an ancestor of mine, or someone that would know, I don't know, someone from a long time ago who went through even like 20% of what I'm going through, or like a shared experience of mine, would kind of come in a dream and tell me everything and say that it's okay, and say that that life is okay to live, and that many people have gone through this. And maybe that ancestor will, I don't know what they would say. Maybe they would say that I need to get a hold of myself, and that it's really not that deep. But I think they would probably, I don't know, maybe it depends on who they are, firstly. But yeah, that was always a dream of mine. Because statistically, one of them had to go through what I went through for humans to exist for thousands of years. One person, and honestly not just ancestors, because I'm not very into the whole bloodline thing. I never really understood people's fascination with continuing their bloodline, because in the end of the day, everyone's blood is the same. It doesn't really matter. There's no such thing as honor. I'm not bound to any place. I came from another country to this land, and I don't really care about the land that I came to and the land that I came from. I'm not bound anywhere. A human is never bound to one land. A human spreads its wings, its arms. So yeah, that was my explanation about how I don't really care about that. It's nostalgic, it's cute, but it's not something I wish for or fantasize about. So, about the dream, I was thinking, honestly, I could match up with someone that existed before my time that has nothing to do with my bloodline. They could be from an entire different part of the earth. It doesn't really matter. But what I would want is to just speak to them and just hear out anything that they've been through. And maybe something would make sense finally. And that, I mean, for a lot of us that are young right now, we kind of are told to believe that our issues are very modern and that they didn't exist before a time. And I feel so humiliated when I hear that, because I'm like, they are probably right in my head, but then at the same time, in my heart of hearts, like, I know that that's not true at all. I am almost certain that there have been hundreds and thousands of people that have gone through these same quote unquote modern issues that we go through. And I just think that's blasphemous. How could you say that? Sorry, I need to duel this person. Yeah, I think that's insane to say something like that. How would you know? How would you know that thousands of people didn't go through this? We've never talked to them. This kind of reminds me of the avatar guidance thing where they call upon the lost avatars, except this is just like you call upon people from the past and they kind of guide you with their experiences. I would really like that. And it's kind of stupid because you could say, okay, why don't you just ask someone from our time? I mean, there's so many people out there, and yeah, there is, but my issues, my worries, it feels like I need something more. I need something deeper than that. I need something that isn't just something that solves today's problem. I need something that solves the problem for eternity. And it's such a stupid wish, but along with that dream, I also wish that I could make an entire change in the world. Like, it's so... I love how she just said what I was about to say. It's such a children's story. It sounds like it's from a fairy tale. But I don't want another kid or another person to go through the things I've gone through. And I haven't gone through much, but I think that's a very human thing, right? I mean, if I suffered, I don't want another kid to have to go through that, especially when I had no guidance. As in, like, the fact that probably it's out of my control that another kid 30 years from now will have to go through the exact same thing with little to no guidance as I have. It just pains me, because what was the point? It just has to keep happening over and over again. But enough of that. I actually wanted this to be positive, but I don't think I can ever be. I always end up saying something that's just sad in general, but I think that was pretty cool. I mean, an ancestor or someone before you talking to you and helping you with your experiences. I think that's really sick. Oh, what's this about? Oh god. Yeah, and obviously this dream is something that can only happen in your dreams. But yeah. And I'm also all about the life was meant to be more than this crew. You know, those people that you see online that look at nature and go, no way we were meant to be working for this long, this many hours every day and not have community and friends and not admire the world. And to that I agree. I don't even know what our purpose is anymore. And maybe okay, I don't know what I'm saying. I think oh, they're underestimating me. I also wanted to say that it's so difficult to feel people, and I think that if we all actually just listen to each other, we would all be happy and not comfortable. I think there's a difference. And back to being goodwill. I think there's a difference between, like, you know how in debates there's someone that's what is it called? Bad will? Yeah. Yeah, like bad will or goodwill. Like bad will is when they're trying to start something, when they only debate to get their point across and not hear anything from the other side. I think similarly with our minds, it's also bad will and goodwill. Like you have good intent when you believe that both sides can have an argument, but you have bad intent when you only think that one side, which is usually the negative side, I mean, it is the negative side, is the only one that deserves any sort of representation or justice, and that it's the only one that can speak. I mean, that's just, not only is it unhealthy, it's just not true at all. I mean, obviously, if you give the louder, more ruder, more negative, nasty side of your mind more time. Why are they making fun of me? More time to speak, then how the hell would the positive side or the side that lets you breathe for a while or believe that you can exist, how would that even have a chance to speak? And then I know it's not that simple. It's not just two forces that are fighting. Like, nah, it's not like a demon and an angel, but it's two interesting forces that both need their own individual time to speak. I think it's so important for both sides to have a say. So I think whenever I get a thought in my mind, and almost all of my thoughts are very horrible, to be honest, in the past, 2 years. I won't counteract it. I won't say, hey, that's terrible. Don't say that. Don't listen to them. Because no, that thought is real. It deserves a say too. You can't immediately make it vanish. It's just not possible. It's itching to say something all the time, and that's okay. I love how I'm just explaining basic psychology, but the issue with it is, okay, they're saying I'll never cut 7, so I have to cut 7 first and then go. Oh god, they're actually making me pissed. Circle, circle, triangle, L1, triangle, circle, circle. Okay, so bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, they got it. So, yeah, I kind of forgot where I was. I was so indulged in that. I got a gift. What is that? Oh, a mask. Nice. Yeah, I think the other side of your mind that it deserves a little space to breathe, and even if it doesn't say anything that valuable, even if it doesn't say any positive things, it still deserves some space. Like, hey, I get to stop thinking for a while. I get to sit down or lie down for a while, and that's fine. Like that, it's not something inherently positive. It's just a thought, and that deserves to exist. And I think we should all let our minds play out in that way, as if it's like not voices, as if it's like two systems of the body that need to cooperate in order to survive, and that we've been so intensely focused on letting one survive that we don't let both have a say. I think I just said the same thing like 3 times. But yeah, that was kind of what I was just thinking about. I think I'm gonna assassinate all these guys, but oh shit. Oh shit, okay, they got me. Does it get them? No. Okay, I think I'll go to the top of that. This video is kind of like a failed version of me trying to be positive. I'm not sure if it worked. And I also sound like I'm mumbling all the time, so I'm sorry. But I really cannot be bothered speaking loudly. I'm also in my last few moments of school, like literally last few moments. And I am completely burnt out. I have never been this burnt out. Okay, that is an exaggeration. I have, but I don't know. I hate it. I kind of gave up on acting constantly and just embraced the very like uncaring attitude, which is not good for school. You need to care. I kind of just gave up in a sense. What the hell is that for? It's so weird when you can't even tell what the enemies are. Thing is, like, we're in a time where it's like, how do you even make positive content? How do you even let that part of you breathe? Like, there's nothing to say much, really, right? It's just like, oh, be happy. I mean, that's it. And it sounds kind of stupid. Because you have so many things on your mind, so many things to get through. A lot of things to fix constantly. You're in your bed, you're lying down, and you're thinking about all the things that you need to fix. Well, how else are you meant to... How are you meant to presume? I love that so much. In the poem The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock by T.S. Eliot, he just keeps saying, "So how should I presume?" It's really funny. It just makes me laugh. So how should I presume? And yeah, I always think that I need to have revenge for everything, and not in like that sense, not just like in a cartoony sense, but as in things will happen to me, or I'll feel a certain way, and I need to act against it. But I do feel that for a reason, right? It's not for nothing. It's as I said earlier, if you hear about a child in your life, and a child 30 years from now, they go through the same exact thing with no guidance. You know how like awful that is, right? But at the same time, there's just some things you can't do. There's some things you can't fight against. And we just have to know that. Like there's literally unwinnable battles. Unfortunately. And it's sad, but it's just something we have to accept. So random, but I also think a lot of people mourn the fact that they can never be an ancestor. But that's kind of odd because it's like most people couldn't be ancestors until recently. I mean, like, what about the millions of people that died in plagues? Like, what are you even saying? Like, they're like saying, it's abnormal to not have kids because you won't be an ancestor. You know, like, bloodlines have always continued. It was always the default. Okay, see, like, I'm getting into debate again. Like, it's literally just my natural state. I always want to fight. I always want to say I'm right. I always want to take revenge. And it's just so exhausting. I mean, how long am I going to do this for? You know what I mean? Forever, probably, but you gotta have breaks. I don't have breaks. I live a sort of second life. Like, I live a life in my head, and then a life in real life, which carries out all the physical functions. So I'm thinking about everything in the world and how it affects me and how I hate this and I love this, usually just hate. And then I'm carrying out things that I actually have to do in my daily life. And as you can guess, the first gets a lot more attention than the second. And again, like, There is no rule. You don't have to do something. I think you just have to live. And live in a way that feels the best. Helps the most people. This guy's useless. And yeah, I don't think this was positive or negative, to be honest. It was kind of like a dream. It doesn't really feel real. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. That's probably why it feels like a dream. But isn't it a valid desire to want to know what would happen if knowledge from thousands of years ago could come to you? And forget like the language that they would speak in and the physical stuff. I mean like just knowledge. Are you kidding me? They all know I'm here now. It's okay. Holy sorry. That scared the shit out of me, holy crap. I just recently got the Yari, the sphere. It's pretty funny. And crazy, in a way. At the same time, if you keep spreading too much positivity, and if you keep letting one side of yourself talk, which is sometimes a little delusional, you get carried away, and you kind of forget about the problems, which obviously isn't good, but for me, I think I need a little bit of that. A little bit of that. I need to forget some stuff. Sometimes it is just better to forget the stuff. Like, don't blame yourself for that. Don't feel guilty for leaving some things behind or not enacting the way you're meant, enacting things the way you were meant to, because not everything is gonna go the way you like it either way, no matter if you put your control into it or not. Besides that, I really need to talk about something normal. Like one day I actually have to think, like, okay, let's just talk about daily life or something, but I don't think I ever can. I'm just always gonna be thinking about this stuff. Oh, there's a guy over there. I wonder what the game sounds like right now, because I have it on pretty low volume, but yeah, I also just wish I could just talk about a game, like Blood of Dawnwalker is coming out in like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm definitely getting that around release, and hopefully I'll get to do a walkthrough of that game. I think, I don't know if this applies to anyone else, but I just need to stop blaming myself for everything. Because we are just one person. Like, we always have to remember that. We are literally just a single human being. Yes, we can do so much, but we can only do so much. Holy shit. Okay, I'll see that. And how are you meant to do everything? These feelings that you feel, like, I need to feel better about this, I need to fix this about my life. How in the world do you think that you are meant to do all of it at once, or do all of it well? It's literally impossible. And the fact that you're trying to blame yourself for that is just, it's funny to me. I think it's funny. If you could never control the situation that you got into, I know it sounds a little mean, but you also don't really have all the means to control how you get out of it. You have all the means to try to get out of it. But what is the point if you try and then you fail, right? Like, you tried your best. That's just how it goes. How are you meant to be saying that you're at fault for everything that failed? Okay, we're not in this, like, mindset where people say if you really tried, then there's no such thing as failure. I mean, that really, it's just not logical. That makes zero sense. Trying leads to both failure and success. Come on. So you should never blame yourself for when you can't fix something. It's like something has been going on for so long in your life, you're like, oh God, why won't it ever end? Is it something to do with me? But it's like, firstly, how are you really meant to know? You can assess, but you can't be guaranteed that you're right. But yeah, you can feel bad about it, but in the end of the day, whatever you think about it, it's never all gonna be your fault. It's gonna be a lot of factors. It also has to do with you too, obviously, but there's no way you can feel guilty about something like that. Kind of doing a boss fight right now. I love how she just said that so casually, like, I've dueled many samurai. That was so hilarious. Gosh. Nice. I love that. You know how people are always like, yeah, you're right, you shouldn't be worrying too much, but at the same time, you can't be too relaxed. I don't think there's such thing as too relaxed. If you're living on this planet and you're living on Earth and you know one person in your life, there is no such thing as being too relaxed. Like, you will have to do things. Don't worry, okay? You can sit down and be like, okay, hey, this is kind of not my fault. I'll let it go for the night. And don't feel guilty and don't think that you're going to end up like this for the rest of your life. Powerless and afraid and weak and vulnerable, because that's not true. There is so many things that leads us to move somewhere. And yes, it's our own initiative, but you're living life. You're living the thing that in which struggle is inevitable. You're going to go through it all. So how the hell are you going to sit there and say that everything that's going on is on me and I need to solve every little problem? Wait, I think that was a very good thing in my inventory. I'm actually gonna read that. Oh, never mind, it's by Saito. Bye. Not reading something from him. Boring. But I think he's actually probably a very good villain, but I'm just not in the mood. And yeah, I think people were right about just letting go a little. Like, it's okay to watch your life from the outside and be like, hey, yeah, this wasn't really on me. I think I said that like 10 times already. That's what happens when you play something and talk at the same time. But I think I'll do another video of me talking about the game that I'm playing. And I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I can't really like talk without talking about something I'm actually thinking about. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'm that type of person to be talking and then immediately just start saying what I'm thinking of, and then everyone is like, what are you saying? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And I couldn't really talk that loud now because it is, okay, it's not that late, but it's nighttime here too, as you can see. And yeah, I think I've been doing a little too much on my head, and I need to remember that you gotta let yourself breathe, let that other side breathe, because you haven't given it space. So yeah, thanks guys. If you guys actually, if anyone made it to the end, thank you, and see ya.